So I'm going to pick a card for you today, something to give you some guidance. Yeah, just let's take a moment to get centered. This is just going to give us something to look for throughout our day. Again, just activating that reticular activating system, which is that mechanism in your brain, right? That looks for things, whatever your belief is, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're thinking, whatever your belief is, that part of your brain looks for evidence in your reality, right? In your space, in your world throughout your day to support that belief. So this is very important that we program this part of your brain first thing in the morning, because you don't want to be searching for negative experience. And this happens unconsciously. So what we're doing is we're bringing this to the light. We're bringing this to consciousness. We're being aware, we're becoming aware of what we're wanting to have happen, what we're wanting to experience. And we are in charge of our day, right? We're programming our brain to look for things that support our beliefs that we want to have and the experiences that we want to have, right? And the emotions. And essentially, that's how we create our reality. That's how we create our whole life. Like, that's how powerful our minds, thoughts, and emotions are. Okay, I'm not going to get all ranty about that. Let's just pick a card. So you can get grounded with me if you're, as long as you're not driving. If you're just sitting, if you're driving, just kind of get quiet, find a place to focus on that's safe. And let's just take a moment to breathe and get centered, okay? So we're just looking for some guidance to help us throughout our day-to-day. Something is just a gentle reminder, a gentle reconnection to our truth and what we want to experience, what we want to have, what we're here for. Perhaps we want some insight on something that we're struggling with or have been struggling with, or something that we want clarity on. Okay, I've got a card that jumped out at me. Hey, Patty. Okay, I dropped it. Our card for the day is baby steps. So our card for the day is baby steps. Action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. Okay, let's unpack this. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. I apologize, guys, if y'all can hear my dogs going crazy. I live right next to a school, so the dogs love to bark at the kids as they're walking to school. All right, Eddie, Patty, Michael, thank y'all for joining me. So our card today is baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. So we are gonna unpack this card. You're being called to take grounded action in response to your soul's calling. Like this. To start where you are and begin building in a consistent way. So many people stop themselves from living a soul-led life because they're waiting to know the destination before taking this step. Oh my God, so true. We never have the whole picture, you guys. Like, I have to remind myself all the time because I get paralyzed sometimes in what I'm trying to do, because it's like, I don't know what I'm trying to do. I don't know the big picture. I don't know the end game. I don't know this or that. And it's not true. You know the little tiny daily steps. You actually know them, but sometimes we get stunted in not taking action because we think that we need the big picture, the complete picture, but nobody has the complete picture. Nobody knows how this all ends, right? If you ask someone in their 60s, that's successful, like, hey, did you know your life was going to look like this? Most of the time they did not know that their life was going to look like that, right? So like we end up in places we didn't know we were going to end up at. And so you can't ever really know that. Thus is life. That's how life is. That's what makes it so exciting, because it's a painting that gets painted. It's like a paint by numbers. It gets painted one little piece at a time, and then at some point you step back. And that's what we're doing here when you commit to a morning or a writing ritual. It's a chance to like have that zoomed back perspective to say, oh, okay, let me continue on painting and creating these steps, because I'm starting to see this big vision form, but you never have the full masterpiece, right? Okay, let me quit getting so ranty on you guys. But intuition doesn't work like that. Okay, so let's reread that sentence, because I went all ranty and rogue on y'all. So many people stop themselves from living a soul-led life because they're waiting to know the destination before taking the first step. But intuition doesn't work like that. Our soul is always calling us every moment of the day. The way to find yourself living in harmony with the cosmos is to listen to your soul's baby calls and whispers each day and every day, and to take grounded action in the direction of those calls and whispers. So let's unpack that a little bit. What are the soul's baby calls? What are the soul's whispers? I think everybody has their own relationship with what that looks like. For me, it's when I feel inspired. It's when I see something that provokes a good feeling, an emotion, a pull, something that I'm curious about, something that like, I want to find out more about that. I want to explore that. Or it can just be those pure moments of bliss where you're just sitting back in such gratitude and appreciation. I believe that our emotions are our compass here on earth. It's our soul's compass pulling us to the things that make us feel the most fulfilled with joy and happiness. That is the baby calling. The, what does it say here? The soul's baby calls and whispers each day and every day. It's those things that just give you life, that give you energy, right? For me, that's what that is. To put one foot in front of the other. So it says you're being encouraged to start small, bite-sized, to put one foot in front of the other, to do one thing every single day. I love that, because we get so caught up in to-do lists and all the things when you could do just one thing that feeds your soul, right? Just one thing that brings you joy, that makes you feel inspired, that gives you life, that gives you energy, one thing a day, and just stack that, right? It's compounding. We think that it's not getting us to where we want to go, but it's actually compounding. And I'm learning this as I retired from hair and decided to pursue this soulpreneur business, right? I'm learning that it's compound. If I do one thing a day, it gets me closer to where I want to be, and it starts to compound in the joy and the fulfilled and the impact that I want to make. To break things down into achievable tasks. Time on Earth goes slower than on other planets. I don't know how they know that. This may cause frustration for starseeds, who can expect a faster pace of manifestation and thus give up before the seeds begin to sprout. Hi, Courtney. Hey guys, thank y'all so much for joining. If this is hitting home, y'all hit that like or heart button, or leave a comment on what this is bringing up for you. I'd love to hear y'all's take on this. Okay, if you resonate with that, then it's time to opt for consistency over urgency. Oh, I'm going to read that again, okay? Time on Earth goes oh my gosh, I can't talk this morning. I'm excited. Time on Earth goes slower than on other planets. This may cause frustration to starseeds, who can expect a faster pace of manifestation and thus give up before the seeds begin to sprout. I feel like this is talking to me. If you resonate with that, it's time to opt for consistency over urgency. Consistency over urgency. I'm going to write that one down. I'm going to tattoo that one on my forehead. Time to take baby steps in the direction of your calling. To remember that you don't need to have it all figured out or know exactly where the path is leading you. You don't have to know every single step along the way before you set out on your great journey. You just need to take the next step, you guys. I love that. Okay, so today's card has a journaling prompt. So I'm gonna give you that journaling prompt. I'm gonna journal it after I get off of here. I encourage you to write this down or come back to it if you're driving and write about this, okay? This is your morning journaling practice. This is what activates that reticular activating system so that you can look for evidence to support what you want to experience in this life. It's really that simple. It really is that simple. But you have to show up and do these exercises, right? You have to show up and write and journal and get right with yourself, get centered, and program your thoughts and your feelings so that you can have the experiences you want to have. So your question for the day is, what's one simple baby step you can take in the direction of your soul's calling? So I'll say it one more time. What's one simple baby step you can take in the direction of your soul's calling? So write that question down on your paper and just answer it. Just flow with it. It may come as a few words. It may come as a vision. It may come as a feeling. It may come as a whole 3 pages. Who knows? Just let it flow. Don't judge. Just write it out and see where that takes you. And I just want to say this line one more time. Consistency over urgency. So if you're noticing yourself having a high sense of urgency on things, that's the mind. That's the fear-based anxiety mind, right? The mind puts urgency on things that aren't urgent. A lot of times they're just not urgent, right? The house isn't on fire. There's no cheetah chasing after you. There's no major problem that you're being confronted with in the now moment. But our mind, our ego makes us feel like things are urgent when they're not urgent. So this card is asking you to focus on consistency over urgency. What's one baby step you can do now, today, tomorrow, the next day, so that you can start compounding what you would like to experience and have in this life. And those baby steps start with this: showing up in the morning, writing, doing the morning ritual, and enjoying it, right? Enjoying this creation. This is your life. Create it. Okay, you guys, I love you. As always, I'm rooting for you. I'm here for you. Courtney, have a beautiful day today. Eddie, Patty, Michael, have a wonderful day today. And just explore what those baby steps are. And consistency over urgency. If something feels urgent, just know that may be a trick of the mind ego and you don't have to fall for it, okay? All right, I love you guys. Bye, see y'all tomorrow.